whatever it is. If it's a concert, if it's a festival, it's an event. I mean, the food and beverage will be a very important experience for the guests or for the customers.
Yeah.
So you need to be there from day one.
Yeah. Hi Tijs. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Let's dive into this right away. And let's start with a short introduction from yourself to see who you are, where you're from, what your expertise is, and in what part of the ecosystem of events you're active.
All right. Hello. Hi, Clay. I'm Tijs Vandenbroucke from Belgium. I am already over 20 years active in the entertainment business.
Wow.
So that has been a ride.
Yeah.
I'm 44 years old, and I think my main expertise is food and beverage, and the management of certainly the beverages at big events is what I've done most and will do in the future as well.
Yeah, of course. And how did that come about, food and beverage?
Well, I started in a concert venue in Belgium, Force Nationale, and Flanders Expo, two big venues. I worked there as a catering manager, and year after year there were more and more concerts. I was responsible for almost all public events. So let's say that I started over there, and one day I got a call from the guys that do Tomorrowland, Emmanuel and Michiel.
Yeah.
And so after 15 years, I left that company. After 15 years of building and growing that festival.
So you've been there from the beginning, basically?
From the day -1.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Even before, they were already part of IDT.
Yeah.
But Tomorrowland, I think we started that only in the second year
yeah.
of the company.
So that's a long time then in food and beverage. And just to be clear, so there's what a lot of people see when they think of food and beverage is like the actual people that are in the bars handing out drinks to everyone. But that's not where your expertise is in, right? You're above it.
Food and beverage is way more nowadays than just some hands serving you a beverage or a hamburger.
Yeah,
it's
thank God.
It has become an experience. It has become part of an event in any way.
Yeah,
it's not just selling a burger anymore.
No. Can you explain a bit more about that? Because how is the experience now? What is the experience? Because from what I know and for what I've saw, what you guys build for me as an example at Tomorrowland, that's like a complete experience. There's no more like handing drinks or burgers or whatever. It's like a complete full-on food experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. I think people want to get surprised, and as you've seen evaluation in food and beverage worldwide, in restaurants, in bars, the same happened maybe a couple of years later in at festivals or at big events.
Yeah,
it's part of the experience of an event, so it's very important to invest in that as well.
Yeah,
I think my main experience is to get it organized, to also have the good ideas, to make sure they are operationally possible.
Yeah,
because not every idea is possible.
True.
Yeah. If you want to serve 10,000 people a cocktail, it needs to be operationally possible as well.
Yeah,
so,
true.
I think my main expertise is getting it organized.
Yeah.
You can think of any idea and we can produce it. We can make it.
And do you also creatively think about the idea?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but let's see. Mainly the operational part. I do love good ideas.
And then to execute them.
Yeah, I like to execute them.
That's good. And looking at your track record, can you explain a bit more about all the events that you've done? You've already mentioned Tomorrowland.
Well, being close to the IDT group, at those days we had a lot of events. Sensation, of course, all Q-dance events. Besides that, I also organized my own smaller events, up to 1,000 to 1,500 people.
So you're a busy bee, not only just just food and beverage, but also your own things.
Yeah, I have been independent all those years, so I had the need to have my own things as well.
Yeah.
I still own 2 smaller events, small festivals. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah. And you've traveled the world, I think, then with Tomorrowland and with Tomorrowland and Tomorrow World and Sensation. Is there a difference between food and beverage in Belgium or Holland, to say, compared to the rest of the world?
For sure. Besides regulations, alcohol, for example, in America is different than Europe, of course. Behavior or food is different, of course. It's every country has its own cultural food. There are differences indeed.
Yeah. And are there like big differences? Do they like differ from Europe, from the US, or do you approach your consultancy or your production different in the US than that you do in Europe or in Asia?
Yes, we for the United States, for example, I did want to learn first how everything is managed and experienced over there before adding the more European way of things. Yeah. You need to look for a good balance. Yeah. It's important in every experience.
And were they satisfied with you in integrating the European influence in there?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. So, is there a difference between managing the food and beverage and consulting the food and beverage?
For me, the consulting part is in the days or the weeks or the months before the event. I mean, you need to overthink. You need to foresee the possible problems you might experience. Yeah. The execution is only on the event day or days or a month or week or whatever. I mean, we mainly produce. We are preparing a long time before an event, and then the event happens. In a festival, it's only 1 or 2 or 3 days that you can execute the ideas you had. Or, I mean, you only have one shot.
True.
In our business, that counts for every part of an event. And you are only as good as your last event as well. So you need to restart, rethink every time.
And just a little bit going back to your background, because you started in food and beverage, but then you also sort of branched out to doing your own things. Do you still do that? Are you still active with your own things?
Yeah, even more than before. Yeah. Of course, we had a small break. Past
the well-known thing that we're not going to mention here.
No. I had a good holiday.
Yeah, let's say that.
No, I'm still involved, and I do believe that creating and producing my own small events is also something I need to
Yeah. And where do you see the future of F&B going?
Well, it's getting well and better organized than before everywhere. I think the freelance people are also getting more and more involved in the weeks or the months before the event, so you get a better preparation. I do see a lot of new ideas coming up. I mean, the food trucks are already old news in a way, true. But there are new things coming up. Maybe some automatization as well. I see a lot of innovative ideas coming up with automatization, beer automatization, for example. You have the whole cashless experiences at almost every big festival in the world. More and more, it's going fast there as well. So the cashless payment possibilities do have also a lot of extra possibilities on data, on analyzing spending of consumers, what are they spending, what are the time, the peaks, etc. You can maybe even have programs that can predict your peak at the bar or your peak
wow.
at the food truck, for example.
Yeah. And do you already see that the technological innovations are already improving the experience?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you can predict a little bit, you can adapt. You can move over some stuff from bar 1 to bar 2. You can make the end experience for the customer better. Of course.
And that's always the thing. That
it's like in flow crowd management. You have already a lot of tools to help and to prevent. For food and beverage, it's the same. I mean, it's just one part of the event, of course.
And speaking of that, where in the ecosystem of events, or basically the timeline of events, where do you come in? Is it right from the start when you start thinking about a whole festival, or is it later in the process when you already start?
I prefer to be.
No,
it's not. It's because it's so important. You're part of the experience, whatever it is. If it's a concert, if it's a festival, it's an event. I mean, the food and beverage will be a very important experience for the guests or for the customers. So you need to be there from day one. If the idea is there and the person that created the idea didn't think about the food and beverage, it might become a problem.
Yeah, true. Is there a difference between concerts and festivals? Because when with festivals, there's a much longer time frame that people can buy food and beverages, of course. So I think that is there a difference between how you approach a concert versus a festival?
It depends, of course, of the lineup. Is there a pause in between? Do you have a first group, second group? Is there a changeover? Yes or no? It's behavior of the people will decide on how to approach the bar or food service. So yes, there are big differences between concerts and festivals or events. I mean,
any events.
And
so, are you also then in contact with the ones that are taking care of the crowd services with the flows? Because
you're part of the operational team.
That's where you come in. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
you're part of the operational team. That's it. Basically, I've asked all my questions, and I think we've said everything we wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you.